We're just mere weeks away from the end of the Championship season and still plenty needs to be decided. Promotion, relegation, but also Player of the Season at each club. No matter how well or how badly your club has done this season, there's always one player who's stood out above the rest. And so today, I'm going to give you my picks for each team. I'm Ryan Dilks from the second tier, and this is Player of the Season for every Championship club. We begin with Blackburn Rovers. Dom Hyam. It's been a fantastic season for Blackburn up until February, and a big reason for that is because of the form of Dom Hyam. One of only a handful of outfielders to play every minute of the season in the Championship, he's been a rock at the back for Blackburn. They've massively relied on being organised and solid, and he has played a big part in that with his experience and ability. Bristol City. Jason Knight. The Bristol City captain is the beating heart of this team. He's all action and has been ever present this season. He's the only midfielder in the Championship to have played every minute this season, which is remarkable when you consider how much ground he covers every game. I said not long ago in another video on this channel that he's one of the most underrated players in the Championship, and that is true outside of Bristol, but at Ashton Gate they appreciate how good a player they've got on their hands, and he's still only 24. Burnley. Maxime Esteve. Come on, with Burnley, you're not going to pick anyone who's not a defender or a goalkeeper, are you? Esteve, or Steve, as he's fondly known at Turf Moor, has played a massive part in the greatest defence in Championship history in terms of the number of goals they've conceded. His centre-back partner, CJ Egan-Riley, can also make a fair claim for Player of the Season, but every time I've watched Esteve, I've been convinced I'm watching someone who's going to be playing at the very top level. Cardiff City. Callum O'Dowda. It's been a season full of ups and mainly downs for Cardiff City, but one player who's never shone away is Callum O'Dowda. Despite being asked to play in several different roles, he's always consistently played well and always been positive on the ball. He works his socks off as well. If Cardiff City do go down, I don't think anyone will be blaming him. Coventry City. Jack Rodoni. Another team who have had a season of ups and downs, but Jack Rodoni has been a constant positive in that team. This guy is just so important to Coventry City. He makes them tick, and they are a much poorer side when he's not there. He's also near the top of the league for the most goal contributions this season. The £5 million they spent on him last summer is starting to look like a real bargain because they've got a real player on their hands. Derby County. Ibu Adams. There's a reason why you hear a boo almost every couple of minutes at Pride Park. The man never stops running, he covers every blade of grass and is a ball-winning machine. He's by far and away top of the leaderboard for the most tackles and interceptions in the Championship this season. He's the beating heart of this Derby team. No one else comes close to matching him for Player of the Season. Hull City. Sean McLaughlin. This might be a controversial one for Hull City fans because he's a bit of a Marmite player in their fan base, but his underlying data this season has been excellent. He's a steady, dependable defender who's done solid jobs at fullback and centre-back. He often seems a bit underrated by some Hull fans, but he's been consistent all season in a very up and down campaign for the club. Leeds United. Dan James. Many may have expected me to say Ayo Tanaka for this one, but Dan James has been such a difference maker for Leeds on so many occasions. To think at the start of the season, many probably wouldn't have even put him in their best Leeds 11, but he's come on leaps and bounds. It's been the most productive season of his career. Only 3 Championship players have more goal contributions than him, and he's still somewhat underappreciated by many, but he's without a doubt been Leeds' most consistent attacker. Luton Town. Mark McGuinness. Quite difficult picking a Player of the Season for easily the biggest underachievers in the Championship this season, so the bar is low for Luton Town players. Having said that, McGuinness is one of a small few who have come out of this season with a bit of credit. Now, it did cost them £10 million last summer, which we shouldn't forget, so there is a level of expectation here with him. But in a season where a lot of Luton players will be getting Fs in their grades for the season, he definitely doesn't deserve anything that low. He's never shied away from anything and given every game his all, even when things have gone so wrong for Luton this season. Middlesbrough. Hayden Hackney. Quite a tough one with Middlesbrough because this would have gone to Finn Azaz, but he's been nowhere near as productive in the second half of the season, so instead I've gone with the Red Car Perlo. This lad just gets better and better. There genuinely isn't many midfielders who are better on the ball than Hayden Hackney. His underlying numbers this season have been sensational, and he is destined to be playing in the top flight sooner rather than later, with or without Middlesbrough. Millwall. Japhet Tanganga. Without a doubt, one of the signings of the season. How did Millwall get him on a free transfer? Millwall's defence is their strongest asset, and the centre-back partnership of Tanganga and Jake Cooper is one of the best in the division. They complement each other so well. He's shown he'd have been a top signing for any Championship side, and he's now worth millions, which is ridiculous when he literally was free 12 months ago. Norwich City, Josh Sargent. This was basically a flip of the coin between Sargent and Boya Sainz, but Sainz has dropped off quite considerably over the past few months. And even though Sargent missed 2 months through injury, when he's played, he's constantly showed he's the best striker in the division. There's still a good chance that he wins the Golden Boot despite having played around 10 games fewer than the two players ahead of him, Sainz and Joel Pirro. But that just goes to show how good he is and how different Norwich's season could have been if he was fit for the whole campaign. This video is brought to you by our good friends at SBK. If you haven't heard of them yet, then where have you been? SBK's comprehensive range of markets and exclusive offers makes it the best place to bet on the Championship this season. Whether you're creating an accumulator or customizing your bet builder, SBK has got you covered. Don't believe us? Sign up today and find out. Oxford United. Jamie Cumming. There have been so many times this season where I've seen this guy single-handedly win Oxford points. When he's playing for a team like Oxford, Cumming is obviously going to be busy, but I can't recall him ever putting a foot wrong. He's been really solid all season, and the poor patches that Oxford have had could have been a lot worse if it wasn't for him. Plymouth Argyle. Ryan Hardy. Plymouth are more than likely going down, but one player who could still very well be in the Championship next season is Ryan Hardy. Not even taking into account his exploits in the FA Cup, he has been the standout player for Plymouth easily. Bizarrely, Wayne Rooney didn't seem to fancy him when he was in charge, but since he's left, Hardy has been excellent, and 8 goals for a side who have struggled as much as Plymouth have this season is not a bad tally at all. Portsmouth, Josh Murphy. One of the signings of the season, and it's not overdramatic to say that Portsmouth will probably be going down this season if they didn't sign Josh Murphy on a free last summer. He's got one of the highest tallies for goal contributions in the Championship this season and has scored some crucial goals along the way. He's truly rediscovered his best form in a long time and has been excellent all season. Preston North End, Kane Kessler-Hayden. Picking out a player who stood out in this Preston side is hard work when virtually every player is a 6 out of 10. But I've gone with Kessler-Hayden, who, ironically, doesn't even belong to Preston. He's on loan. The wing-back loves getting forward, though. He's brilliant at taking players on and has electric pace. He stands out a lot in this Preston side because he's exciting in a team full of players who aren't that exciting, and I imagine he'll get a lot of interest in the summer. Queen's Park Rangers, Jimmy Dunn. Jimmy Dunn is remarkable. He spent almost his entire career playing as a centre-back and then got asked to play as a right-back last season, and since then he's morphed into the Irish Cafu. Defensively, he's brilliant, but going forwards, he's surprisingly brilliant as well. He's got the joint most goals for a defender in the Championship this season and has more touches in the opposition box than any other defender. His contract is set to expire in the summer, and he'll be a big loss for QPR if he does go. Sheffield United, Siddy Peck. Surprisingly hard to pick an outstanding player in this Sheffield United team because so many have been excellent this season, but I've sided with Siddy Peck. I think many expected Ollie Arblaster to be the youth player at the heart of the Blades midfield this season, but since he got injured, Peck was given a chance and he's taken it with both hands. At just 20 years old, he's so intelligent and has really excelled in that number 8 role, but he's become more and more influential as the season has progressed and has without a doubt got a big future ahead of him. Sheffield Wednesday, Shea Charles. One of only 2 loan players on this list, Charles was fairly disappointing at Southampton last season, but since going to Hillsborough, he has excelled. He's an all-action midfielder who has been one of the standout in the entire division, particularly at winning the ball back. His performances have been so eye-catching that Arsenal were reportedly keeping an eye on him earlier this season. I hope Sheffield Wednesday fans have enjoyed him because he's certainly going to go on to have a wonderful career. Stoke City, Victor Johansson. There's absolutely no debate around this one. If it wasn't for Victor Johansson, Stoke City would probably be going down. We've mentioned it before on this channel, but the underlying data for the number of goals he's prevented is absolutely absurd. It's no coincidence that the actual number of goals Stoke have conceded this season is much lower than their expected goals against. It's all because of Victor Johansson. He's arguably been the goalkeeper of the season in the Championship, and you could also say he's been the most important player for his respective side in the entire division. Sunderland, Trey Hume. Sunderland's automatic promotion push faded as the season went on, and as that happened, many players saw their performances fade as well. But not the boy from Ballymena. The right back has been so consistent all campaign. Defensively, he's probably the best fullback in the division, and there's a reason why the Sunderland fans are constantly saying, Hume! He's only just turned 23, and I've always said he's destined to be playing in the Premier League, possibly even as soon as next season, even if Sunderland don't go up. Swansea City, Gonçalo Franco. This season has been an up and down one for Swansea, but the biggest positive has to be the rise of Gonçalo Franco. The Portuguese midfielder was signed last summer and has dominated the middle of the park all season for the Swans, and even when they've struggled, he's still been superb. He's excellent at winning the ball back, and this is someone that Swansea should be building their team around for the foreseeable future because he is one hell of a player. Watford, Matty Pollock. I just fancy Pollock slightly more than Georgi Chakvetadze because he's been one of the standout centre-backs in the entire division. Watford have done a lot better than many people expected this season, and the rise of Matty Pollock has been key to that. When you keep in mind he spent a lot of time on the bench last season, he's been one of the division's most improved players because defensively, but also with his passing, he has been exceptional. And last but not least, West Bromwich Albion, Torbjorn Hegem. Signed for around £500,000 last summer from Sweden, he has been a revelation. The partnership with him and Cal Bartley has been rock solid and one of the chief reasons why West Brom have one of the best offensive records in the league. Hegem has been so consistent all season, whether that's at left back or at centre back, he has been excellent. So there you have it. This has been my pick for player of the season at every club in the Championship. Do you agree with my pick? Who would you have chosen for your club? Let me know in the comments section below. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe for more content like this. I've been Ryan Dilks from the second tier, and a big thank you for watching.